Hello, Jimmy here. The Rallies have here a Vauxhall Vivaro. Okay, so this has the check anti-pollution system, spanner lights on, engine management lights on. Customers been around the block a bit trying to get this sorted. Various sensors have been replaced and all sorts of stuff have been tried basically. And then he said he's been watching some of my videos, he's been trying to do some stuff himself, but he can't get rid of these pesky lights. So let's see what we can do. Okay, so I'm using the launch Eurotab 3. We seem to be having some issues trying to get this connected. This can happen sometimes with these vans, but anything that's got the Vauxhall badge on it seems to be a bit of a nightmare. I'm going to try and manually select the vehicle. Right, so if we go into the options, it is coming up as a Renault, so we're going to choose the Traffic, Renault Traffic 3. Where is it? There we are. We're just gonna go to. No, do you know what? We'll do a full scan. It's always worth checking. There is some other modules like that control the temperature sensor and the mirror. That's it. I've shown before where people have been checking the engine management and they've been fixing faults and spent or charge the customer sort of 5,000, 7,000, 8,000. I've even had a customer spend 12,000 because they've been fixing the faults in the engine ECU, but the anti-pollution error is still coming back up on because it's in this module right here, which is for the exterior temperature. Battery disconnection. Alright, so the customer's been working on this, he's told me that. So low voltage, yeah, we're not going to worry about all that, so we're going to go straight to the engine. Pressure upstream of the turbine has an implausible signal. Now that's been replaced apparently. Turbine upstream of the pressure sensor outside limit, so I don't know if these haven't been cleared yet or not. Maybe. Inlet pressure consistency. Right, let me see. Coherence between the boost pressure and atmospheric pressure. Right, so that should be easy enough if you know what you're looking at. So we're just going to get the atmospheric pressure up and the boost pressure and see if they sort of have an inconsistency between them. So boost, we get manifold, and we'll get upstream pressure, that one, and then we'll get atmospheric pressure. We've got the voltage. We don't want the voltage, we want the actual reading. Have these got a different word for it? Let me have a little look through. Right, I can't find it on the launch. I'm going to try a different tool. Certain vehicles may just have a certain piece of information missing, so you do need a few different tools. Come on, this is a bit slow, this autofix, but if it gets the job done, then we'll see. Okay, yes, we have it, so that's going to make my life a little bit easier, because that's what we're going to be looking for. Right, so we've tagged off a few items. We're going to put those up to the top. Pressure upstream of the turbine is a bit higher than the rest. Let me just turn the ignition engine off, ignition on. See what we have. Boost pressure 988. I think the atmospheric pressure around here should be around 1015, 1018. Yep, is what we have here. 988 is in the manifold, which, yeah, so there is a inconsistency there between them. These should all sort of match up. So let's see if we can get that to happen. Okay, engine up. Just gonna give this a little bit of a tap. Move it to the side. Manifold pressure sensor down there. That looks like that's been replaced, has it? I'm not sure. So I'm just going to get this removed. Okay, so there's a lot of condensation on that, which, yeah, there's a lot of oil residue as well, which is maybe affecting it. Okay, so the customer said that this has been replaced. It was bought from Euro Car Parts. So what I've done is I'll just put his original sensor back on, because a lot of people get confused with the boost up turbo upstream pressure, and they change this sensor when it's that one over there, and they make things worse. So it looks like, right, I've put the original sensor back on here, and now you can see we have consistency all the way through. We have matching numbers there, they're all matching very close. Yep, 20, they're all matching. So his original sensor was working, the new replacement sensor isn't. Okay, so next I'm going to look at why the upstream pressure, where is the upstream? I thought I put that on there. Let me go back up. Upstream, turbine upstream pressure sensor. Pressure upstream of the turbine. Just having a little look, make sure. That one says pressure upstream 2, voltage 1, turbine upstream temperature, temp. We don't want the temperature, and we don't want the voltage. I'm not really interested. As long as we've got the right millibar reading, then we know the voltage is going to be right. Right, so off to the top, boost pressure manifold, atmospheric, pressure upstream of the turbine. Now the customer's, from watching my video, he has already replaced that. That's the old sensor. He's replaced it with a new one, and he has managed to unblock the pipe as well. Okay, so now that we've got all of these numbers where we want them to be, what I'm going to do is clear the fault codes, because obviously this customer has been playing around with stuff. We have got an upstream pressure sensor fault there, but from what I can see, that looks to be working okay, but we're going to confirm that with a test drive and looking at some more live data. Okay, so this upstream pressure sensor fault is not going away once we clear the fault codes. So again, I'm going to put the old one back on, because I don't believe that the sensor was faulty with this. I think obviously what it was the pipe was blocked, but that has been fixed. So the cheap aftermarket sensor may not be just giving off the right signal. Clear. Let's try that again. If not, we'll have to test the wiring. Okay, so that's it, that's gone. So that is a bad sensor, even though it was reading right. It's, you know, there's a lot of different factors when it comes to electrics. Resistance can be incorrect or something. So now that I've got that sensor off, we're just testing, make sure the customer has cleared that properly. So it's not holding pressure, so he's done a good job. So let's remove that. Okay, so with both of the old sensors back in, the faults have been able to be cleared. So I couldn't clear those faults beforehand. We still had the faults logged up on the dashboard here. Now, my question is, and you might be thinking, well, if he's replaced both sensors, and both of the sensors that he's replaced are faulty, and I've just put both of the old sensors back in and that has fixed it, what was wrong with it originally? So originally it had a upstream pressure sensor blockage and a DPF blockage. He's obviously been copying my videos and doing stuff. Sometimes if you don't understand what you're doing, people can get carried away and start replacing stuff. I've had loads of people say to me, oh, I've replaced the wing mirror because I've seen you do it on your video. You don't just replace parts without confirming that they're faulty. I think that's what's been done here. He's just been replacing parts, trying to get rid of this error. But in reality, it was a blocked pressure sensor, not a fault. The pipe was blocked, not a faulty sensor itself. So we're going to take it on a test drive and go from there. So you can see that the upstream pressure is moving correctly with the engine speed. That's all fine. Engine power is back. Okay, test drive done. van is driving absolutely perfect. We have 14 millibars of pressure on the DPF. Obviously, because it's been driven around while the check injection fault is on there, it hasn't registered as a blocked DPF yet, but it's close to it, I would say. But obviously the customer's been clearing the faults as he's been driving down here as well, so that may be part of that. So what we're going to do, just to be safe, we're going to clear out the DPF. What we don't want to do is the vehicle to start its own regeneration process now and sort of overheat the DPF. So just to be safe, the customer wants to have that done, and really that was it. It was a very simple job. I'm not sure why he said he's had mechanics look at it and then they couldn't sort it out, so he decided to do. Obviously they couldn't sort out the blocked upstream pressure sensor pipe. Most mechanics were saying that the engine needs to come out, so he copied my video, which was doing the drill with the cable down through the pipe. He's got that working, but obviously I think he's took it a step too far by replacing these sensors, and he's purchased 2 sensors from Euro car parts which are not working. Both sensors aren't working, funnily enough, not even just the one. So he's made it worse by putting the sensors on. His own sensors are back on the vehicle, they're working fine. We're just going to clean the DPF, reset the fault codes, and everything seems to be running fine. We've looked at the live data, it's all okay. Okay, so we'll just leave that as the sort of diagnostics on this side of the van. You've seen me clean the DPFs on these many times, so I'm sure you're quite bored of that by now. So I'll just get the DPF cleaned out and see you on the next video.